Morning PooTube, hope everyone's good. Now, seeing the fallout of the lefties, the crying and all the just shit that they're coming out with or whatever, it was all predicted, exactly what they would do. Weeks and months leading up to what is essentially just local elections. Now, like I said, previous to people even going out and voting, it's only local elections. It's not really that deep. It's literally about your local authorities, potholes in the road and all this shit. It's not really that deep. It's not really that important. But we was told, mainly from the left, making out it was super important, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. Now, as soon as they've not got their way, oh, it's only local elections, it doesn't really count, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, we said that before people even went out and voted, because it's not. The general election is the main thing. And to be honest, I don't know why he's crying about reform. The people that have voted reform didn't even want to vote reform, but it's tactical voting or whatever. Now, I'll be honest, most people that have voted reform see it as a stepping stone, if you like, till Restore is kind of covered all the areas or whatever. Now, over the time from now till the general election, that's how it's going to kind of be most useful for people's time, realistically, to get them to the point where there's enough people, enough candidates, etc., covering the relevant areas. I would see the election that's just happened as kind of a little look into where you might need to put more work into. Now, I think Liverpool ending up reform, that should really speak volumes to anybody, realistically. It's been very, very much a Labour stronghold, and to see them actually, go reform or whatever, that should really be a wake-up call to anybody. But everyone's going to see things in their own fucking way or whatever. The thing is, you can't stop people seeing what's unfolding on a daily basis, whether it be through the media, political parties and whatnot, all highlighting certain issues, audit communities, which are massive. Do you know what I mean? They literally cast a very big net and catch a very varied amount of people in them nets, from the left, the right, and everything in between. And we're all seeing the problems, and now people are finally looking to how they can find lawful solutions to the problems, whether they be political or otherwise. Now, this is it. You can't really get away from the fact that people can see what is actually going on. The problems are in everybody's face. So it's one of them, isn't it? We need to be at a position now where we can just be open and honest. There's no point keep trying to push lies and bullshit. You know what I mean? once you're faced with the actual facts and evidence, which if it destroys your narrative and your thoughts and feelings that you've had for a long period of time, then you're just gonna have to face the facts. Either that, or you're gonna have to like be delusional and know full well what your thoughts and feelings are, just don't actually match the situation at hand. So yeah, Restore, fucking hell, I've said it from day one, the Restore lineup looks like a refugee lineup. So fucking hell, if you're pissing and moaning and crying at that situation, you're not going to like it much further forward as we all move logically from Reform to Restore. So it's what it is. Now I am going to be putting some conversations out from different channels, Muslim channel, Sikh channel, Patriot channel, whatever, just showing the conversations that has led up to where we are now, because we've had all these conversations and whatever, and people are still trying to like pull little stupid things out to make a narrative or whatever. It's like all these conversations have already been had, so it really is quite futile to carry on with silly fucking things that have literally already been had out and whatever and already been made clear. Now, I've never hid away from anything I've said. People can like it or lump it, it is what it is. You can never please everybody, and you will never catch me trying to do so. It is what it is. For me personally, I've never been political. I've said to everybody or whatever, for me, Restore is the perfect example, the perfect test case, if you like. Can we actually vote ourselves out of the mess and the predicament which we have been put in? Now, I'm not saying I've got faith that it will just change everything overnight or whatever. It won't. You know what I mean? It's took us generations to get into this predicament that we're in. A succession of shit government after shit government to get us to where we are now. It's going to take a lot to undo even half of what's been done. And we need to be able to hold these treasonous bastards to account. It is that simple. Examples have to be made. Justice has to be fucking delivered, and it has to be seen to be delivered. People should not be able to get away with the shit that they've done when it's detrimental to so many fucking people. So we've got a lot of hard work ahead of us, but realistically, the people that are sat aside pissing and moaning, do you know what I mean? It's like, look at what's actually being said rather than what your interpretation of these things that are being said. If you're not a criminal, if you've not come here by legal means, or you've stayed here, overstayed your visa and all that shit and whatever, if you're a hard-working citizen and you've got your interests are in the for the country's benefit and the people of the country's benefit, then you've got nothing to be afraid of. You've got nothing to fear or whatever. Now, if you're on the opposite side of that, then why wouldn't we want them gone? Millions do have to leave, regardless. Now, anybody that's against that shit, fucking hell, I wish we could get rid of you, because you're obviously part of the problem. Now, some of the conversations I'm going to put out, you'll hear people from the Muslim community saying that these people should be put into detention centres, etc. rather than being in hotels and they can get to the general public, and off the back of that you can have the audit community and whatever outside doing that and whatever. It's just the middle ground, the sensible ground, where you detain these people, and anybody that shouldn't be here, who's not a genuine refugee, off the fuck. Do you know what I mean? At this moment in time, they're just roaming the streets and doing whatever the fuck they want, and women and children and even men in some cases are not safe. People are being raped, people are being attacked. Now, the people on the left that are like quite happy to make out, oh, you're a racist and this, that and the other and whatever, it's like, yous are clearly part of the problem. When women and children and even men are no longer safe, then we need to address that problem. It's not racist. It's not any of the fucking silly words that you chuck about. It's just common sense. If something's causing a problem, especially to children, then you have to deal with it. You have to actually be able to deal with it. Now, I will push Restore. I've got a video card which I will be using, what I used to use for educational purposes, for demos, for this, that, the other. I'm going to repurpose that to push Restore. Now, everywhere that it's all the data that we've been given from the election that's just happened, I can use that to figure out where needs attention more and where doesn't really need attention and whatever. And we've got a large amount of time to cover all the relevant places. Now, I'm sure there's not just going to be myself doing that. There's going to be other people which are becoming candidates, which are quite happy to go out posting leaflets, chatting to people, whatever. So over that period of time, we are going to move from where we are now to Restore. That's just logical, obviously. I'm not being funny, but people on the left seem to think that like people like myself would support Farage and be happy and whatever. It's definitely a steer in the right direction, but I wouldn't trust Nigel Farage to run a bath, never mind the country. He's done so many fucking U-turns and lies. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how can you tell blatant lies when you know full well the contradictions to your lies and what you previously said is actually all over the internet at everybody's fingertips? Now, we've seen not too far from these communities somebody that tries that shit and whatever, and then they have to leave the battlefield because they know full well this is futile. What I've said previous is just going to keep getting brought up and up and up and up and up, and to the point where, do you know what I mean? When somebody's lied so much, blatant fucking lies, how could you possibly take that person seriously ever again? How could you believe another word that comes out of such a prolific liar's mouth? You can't. And it's the same with Nigel Farage. So for me, like I say, it's a tactical fucking stepping stone at best. So yeah, I'll be supporting Restore as much as possible for the whole time that we've got to wake up these areas and whatever. And I've seen the tactics and it does work. So yeah, that's all I would say to people. Just do what you can. Do what you can. If it's just even something as simple as wearing a t-shirt with, you know, the Restore thing on it and whatever, I guarantee you it will start conversations wherever you go. Do you know what I mean? And the more conversations go on, the more people wake up to certain things, and yeah, eventually we will all get on the same page. Now, you should all want to do that realistically, because that's the cleanest way of dealing with this problem that we could possibly do. If we don't do that, and you can't vote your way out of this, do you know what I mean? It's going to get very messy very quickly. If people give up, because it's one of them, there's no shortage of people saying this is our last hope, blah blah blah. I don't think it is our last hope. I think we've got many other things that we could be exploring right now. Lawful rebellion, Article 61 onwards, do you know what I mean? There's lots of things we can be doing at this moment. I don't think it's our last hope, but a lot of people do. Now, when you remove hope from a situation, from an individual, from a group, from a community, bad things can come of that. We want to try and avoid that at all costs. So the best way to do that is to try and figure out the middle ground and work together, not against each other. And that's what I try doing in different communities, whether it be the Sikh community, the Hindu community, the Patriot community. Trying to get people to a sensible level where you will attract Mr. and Mrs. Joe Public, which up to now I've decided they're not going to join the left, the 10% on the left. They're not going to join the 10% on the right. They can just see the problems, and they are genuine people with genuine concerns, which don't want to get involved in all the madness. It has to be clean. It has to be something that you can be proud of, not ashamed of. And that has been my message from day one, consistent from day one. If you're going to do something, you've got to do it properly, and you've got to do it the right way, and it's got to be kept clean. People need to be able to have them conversations and not be like ashamed of, oh, you're part of this, and this one's connected to it and that one's connected to it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's about it. I am going to premiere some conversations which I think are worth rehearing, to be honest. Yeah, because people's opinions change along the way and whatnot. What they thought 6 months ago, they might not think now. They might think, oh, actually, I can see the point with this or that or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's well. Look after each other and stay safe.